Rapper Pooh Shiesty was now arrested on what is one of the dumbest low IQ kidnapping attempts I've ever heard of. We're going to today on The Legal Mindset, we teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and this is a Fast Facts video, the quick and dirty version of the latest in legal news. So to break this down for you, the defendant here is Pooh Shiesty, aka Lontrell Williams Jr., and he has been arrested along with 9 people total, right? You've got Lontrell Williams Sr., his dad, Rodney Wright Jr., aka Big 30, and others that joined him in this attempt. So what went down? Well, they were trying to take on Gucci Mane and his crew in Dallas, Texas. So in our opening statements, we're going to go over the basic facts, which is Pooh Shiesty robbed and kidnapped Gucci Mane in Dallas, luring him into a studio and getting him to sign a contract release while he was there, as an AK-47 pistol was pointed at his head. And that's while Pooh Shiesty, he had the gun on him. Big 30 was blocking the door. The other guys went in there. They took jewelry, they took electronics, and they robbed those from Gucci Mane and others. And now in this case, we've officially got criminal charges filed. So let's hear it from the federal agents as they're describing this case.
As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at gunpoint. The remaining conspirators displayed firearms and robbed the other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items.
Pooh Shiesty.
So you've got in this case Pooh Shiesty, who's trying to get them to sign a contract release. Now, this is one of the dumbest things ever. As a lawyer who's done so many contracts, and as anybody who knows anything about contracts will tell you, if you get somebody to sign something under what's called duress, that is not effective. So holding a gun to somebody's head and getting them to sign a contract is the textbook example of duress. And given that there's other witnesses there, people that were not just Gucci Mane, but his other people there, his cameraman, his security guy, other folks there that were watching this, those people are going to be able to testify as witnesses. Hey, this is under duress, this is under gunpoint, and no judge anywhere is going to say, yeah, we're going to hold up that release that you signed under gunpoint. So at no point was that contract release actually effective, and to this date, he was and is still engaged by that contract. And you can also hear this backed up in an interview with somebody familiar with the situation who came to talk with Aiden Ross.
But what exactly did he do?
Gucci made, his mother says that Gucci made $24 million while he was in prison. Didn't give him one brown penny while he was in prison. When he came home, he didn't get nothing. So they called a business meeting for him to fly to Dallas. He came to Dallas with his white boy cameraman, his off-duty police officer, security guard, and Pooh Shiesty, his dad, and by 7 mother kidnapped him, robbed him, kicked him in the ass.
But why'd they do that to Gucci? Why'd they do it?
They were mad because they feel like he made all that money and didn't give them none. And he showed up and said he couldn't pay them because they were broke. So they forced him at gunpoint to sign to release him from a contract.
So how did this all come out? How did Pooh Shiesty, how they end up finding out?
Because the feds had him on a leg monitor,
So they had him on a leg monitor. He was already being monitored based on a previous firearms charge, so they knew exactly where he was. And even on top of that, they took electronics which had air tags on them, so they're able to location track a lot of the items that they stole from them. Not to mention that they went around on social media flashing a lot of these things like the watches and the jewelry that were stolen that day. So these people went on social media, flashed this around, and the cops turned around, shoved that in the complaint, had all the pictures from social media, everything else, the tracking data from that electronic tracking that was already on him, and all of that data together along with surveillance video, stuff from Staples when they went in there to actually make a copy of the contract is clear proof of this. It's pretty much undisputable in this case. And so not only, once again, is that contract release not effective, but you've got bulletproof proof that this guy committed the crime itself. So turning to our judgment, Shiesty was already on home confinement for firearms conspiracy in South Florida. Now, the charge he's going to get, the kidnapping and conspiracy to kidnap, he's going to be in this ringleader position. That is a federal offense. There is no limit on the years. And based on the fact that there's an armed robbery element to this, the mandatory minimum comes in of at least 5 to 10 years based on that element. So you're looking at a minimum of that. But when you look at similar cases, when you look at cases that are of this sort of situation where he's the ringleader coming in there, robbery, kidnapping, conspiracy to kidnap, you're looking at easily 20 plus years of jail time, having prior offenses, having been a prior offender who is out on that home confinement and supposed to be doing rec time. All of that is going to come together to be significant time in jail for absolutely nothing. That's why this, I think, is one of the most hilariously low IQ attempts to get out of a contract based on not being happy about how it is. There's a lot of ways you can renegotiate a contract, but armed robbery is definitely not one of them. I want to know what you guys think, and I will catch you on the next one.